Hi, Willard kindergartners. I'm so excited about word work today because our letter this week is super special. It is Q and U, and we know from Carpack that Q and U love each other. They're almost always together when Q is in the word. So let's take Q. U says qua. Here are a bunch of words that start with that Q-U qu sound. Let's read them together. So quail, quiz, question mark, quack, queen, quill, quarter, quilt, quarterback, quad, and quiet. You can also find QU in the middle of a word, right? Like in the word square, squeeze, aqua, equal sign, equipment, squeak, squid, and liquid. What I'm noticing about the way Q is written is sometimes you'll see it with no tail coming up. It's just a straight line down, and you'll see that in books, and you'll see that when you're typing. But when we learn to write the letter Q, we're going to do it a little differently, even though there are also two ways to do this. If you notice, this Q on top in the house has a curvy tail, right? And sometimes people like to make Q's tail very pointy and straight. In fact, this is how I make my Q's, but I think we should practice both so you are aware that they can do that. So let's go ahead and try some together. Okay. All right. So when we make a Q, it's a magic C letter. So it's going to start with a magic C, bump the dotted, bump the bottom, climb up, slide down into the basement, and curve back up. Okay. I have a little loop here. We want to try to avoid that. And then you're always going to write the U. Climb down, bump the bottom, climb back up, and slide down. Okay. If you want to try on this line, the curvy tail, go ahead. And you may even want to, maybe on the second line, give the pointy tail a try. So magic C, but it's hard to draw with the computer. But I'll try again, okay? So magic C, bump the bottom, climb back up, slide all the way down into the basement, and this time I'll make a pointy tail. Back to the dotted, make a U, right? And do your best, go slow and put finger spaces in between. Okay, so after you have finished all of your handwriting for Q and U, now I get to the exciting part. Q and U love each other so much that we thought as a Willard kindergarten, we will do something super special for Q and U, and you're never going to believe what is about to happen. We are going to have a QU wedding. So here's the wedding invitation. Q and U are getting married because they love to be together so much. So this invitation says, you are cordially invited to celebrate the wedding of the letters Q and U on May 8th at 10 a.m. That's Friday morning. We are going to have a special presentation of Q and U's wedding. It's going to be a Zoom meeting that you will all be invited to. So of course, when you have an event so big, you need to prepare. So we are going to do that. Let's take a look. We are going to make a wedding gift for Q and U. So each of you is going to prepare a little square of a wedding quilt. Of course, it starts with QU sound, right? It's a quilt filled with QU words. So take a look. This is an example of what our quilt could wind up looking like. So it's each person will get a square, and you're going to put your own, you'll decide whether you're going to use a word that starts with QU or it has QU in the middle. So this piece of paper is attached to the lesson, our school lesson. So you can print this out or you can make your own, but this is just a template that can be used to help you. You'll choose your QU word, write it here, and your name here, and of course, draw the picture. Then you'll cut it out, right? And you're gonna send a picture of it to your teacher. So remember, here you can go back to these QU words and you can take a look at and choose the one you want to draw on your quilt square, write the word, draw a picture, right? And write your name. So here are some suggestions for QU words where it's in the beginning, And here are the other words where QU is in the middle. So here's an example of one that is done. My daughter did this one, and she picked a squid. So she drew the squid nice and large. She wrote the word squid in her most neat handwriting, right? And then she wrote her name. So if I was you, I would take a picture of this quilt square and send it to my teacher so that we can put together a big quilt for the QU wedding. In addition to the quilt, you may want to make a Q bow tie or a crown for the wedding ceremony so you can dress up. And we've done this when we've been at Willard, but we can still do it now even though we're home. So I went ahead and made my own Q bow tie. I wrote all different words that have QU in them and I colored it. I put a paper clip on it so that when I attend the wedding, I can clip this to my shirt and make it look like a bow tie. You could also use string to tie it like a necklace around your neck if you want to wear it. Okay, sometimes last year girls wore this in their hair as a QU bow. Okay, these are all just suggestions. You don't have to, but it makes it more fun if you come dressed up for the QU wedding. So for the crown, you'll see the template is also on the lesson, but you can fill in the QU to make some QU words. Of course, color it the way you want. And I added these additional strips of paper to either side of the crown so that I could put it on my head and staple it so that it fits my head. But the one you print out will not have enough paper, obviously, to fit around your head. So you'll have to add, like I said, these additional pieces of paper, okay? So once again, let's take a look at the invitation because it's super important. On May 8th, that's Friday this week, we are going to celebrate the wedding of QU. You're going to finish a quilt square so that we can make a present. So when you're gonna finish the square, send a picture to your teacher so that your teacher can put together a quilt from your whole class. It will look so beautiful. It'll look like the one I showed you. And we will present it to Q and U at their wedding. Okay, and then you can, if you would like, you can make a bow tie or a bow for your hair or a crown for the wedding. You will see that the teachers will be dressed up for this big, exciting QU wedding. I hope you get into it. I hope you make your decorations and dress up and do whatever you like, but you do not have to, okay? So those are the exciting things that are happening this week so we can get ready to celebrate the wedding of Q